2:13 and 26 seconds on the 30th of April. It's Fantastic Mr. Fox and stuff. Construction Stories Part 89. So, today was basically the same as yesterday, in that we did literally nothing besides picking tie wire, which is okay. It's a gravy job. It's gravy. It's all gravy. Gravy in the hood. I'm so white. I have no right to say hood. I have a right to say hood, and I will say hood. It's all gravy in the hood. Yeah, anyways. Gravy job, meaning it's just not that hard, but the tie wire picking, as you may have realized by now, by me telling you multiple times, it gets really monotonous and boring, and it's just blah. And, well, I'll just tell you a little bit about something, if you will. The top rebar mat is made out of rebar, right? And the iron workers, they tie it, and then they clip off the wire, and we pick up the wire. But another thing we pick up, is rebar that sticks up. So the rebar mat needs to be at about this level, like flat, right? So anytime pieces of rebar stick up further than that, a guy comes along with a acetylene torch and just and chops it off. So it's like this, and then he chops it off, and then it's like that, and it's flush. So that when they pour it, there's not like random pieces of rebar just jutting out of the concrete. So Mr. Acetylene Torch guy isn't very tidy, so he just chops it off and then falls into the deep, dark abyss of about 2 feet of rebar mat, and we have to get it, basically. And the thing about this is that to cut through like 1.5 inches of steel, you need to have some pretty high temperatures going. So, like, he just comes up and that's it. And he cuts straight through, like, this much solid steel. So, like, that's kind of hard to think about if you haven't actually seen it or felt it, but it's this much steel in a huge bar. Doesn't seem like a lot, but a bar this big weighs, like, I don't know, 10 pounds or something. It's just heavy, and it's solid, and it does not move, and like you can try and bend it, and you'll break yourself before you can break it, unless you're really strong, in which case you might be able to, I don't know. But anyways, the point is, it's really strong, and so when you cut it, you have to be freaking hot, like in the hundreds of, possibly thousands degree range, okay? So that's just, yeah, okay, accept that. So what happens is he cuts it off and it falls down, and it retains that heat until it, cools down. But I don't really know how long that is. So I'm following very loosely. I'm very far behind this guy because I don't want to walk up and pick up a little chunk of steel and then have it melt my fingers off because it's still like 100,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and that would just be really, I don't want that. So what I would do is I would follow and I'd like pick stuff up, and you would see it. You would see how it fell and landed on something plastic and just burned straight through it. And there's like a crater, and it's just kind of freaky. You're like, ugh, science. Ugh. So I would pick it up with my magnet, and then I'd kind of look at it and see if it's steamy or anything. Then I'd push it against wood. So, because there's a lot of wood stuff around, so I just pushed it against the wood, and if it, like, the idea was if it started to burn through the wood, I would know that it was too hot to handle, and therefore I should leave it alone. Because you put your tie wire in a bucket, and you would put these little metal slugs, as they call them, in the bucket as well. But if you drop that into the bucket and it's still really hot, it's going to melt through your bucket. So, yeah. I was basically just doing that the whole time. And the bucket gets so heavy after a while, you're just like... and... yeah, fun stuff. I guess that was it. I'm going to go take a shower, and work on a picture, and then go to sleep. I hope you have a wonderful evening, dear YouTuber individual. And yes, I am growing my hair out. I'm also growing my beard out, unless my brother makes me shave it in order to pay for his assistance in a vehicle. Never mind. Okay. Peace.